And we are live. What's up, Facebookies? What's up, Twitter fingers and YouTubers? It is the Hootie Hoo Finest talk show. It's your girl Tree, and I got a special guest, my boy Adrian online.
What's happening with it?
Look at
Let
you.
me,
You
let
gonna
me, let me,
click in? Hold on, let me turn on TikTok.
let me bring that up a little bit. Man, I gotta put my glasses on, see what's going on.
What's up, TikTokies? We
Mm.
are live. So look at you. You gonna surprise me and click in. I thought I was gonna be doing the show to a black screen.
No, I'm here. I just got a late start after work. Got off work at 3:30. Had to take care of a few things, and here I be.
Okay. Was you
Yeah.
enjoying was you enjoying the little San Francisco weather out there?
Yeah, one thing about Frisco, it stay cool. So even like all the surrounding cities is 90s and 100 is expected this weekend. San Francisco may get to maybe 72 during this heat stroke. It's just that kind of like the weather is just like that out here.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You looking nice, Adrian. You been working out. I see you got the
Well, the yo-yos ain't never really went nowhere. But no, I mean, I still do my pull-ups. I got me a pull-up bar right here. I got me a dumbbell set. Got
okay.
the little resistant bands and stuff like that. And then the nature of my work, the nature of my work is doing construction. That's heavy lifting all day for 8 hours.
That's what it
So
is.
yeah,
I
I
forgot
have
you're into
a whole
construction.
new respect for construction workers. Them dudes put in work. You know,
Yeah. I
yeah,
forgot that you were into construction right now.
yeah, they're
All
doing
right.
that. Plan
Building.
out. I want to still get my CDLs though. I still want to get my CDLs and stuff, my class A's and stuff. So planning to do that within the next couple of months or something. This job that we're on, we should be through by the end of August or September. I'm looking to just do the CDL thing just to have that.
Yeah, I can see you doing that, and there's good money in it right now as well. And it won't complicate your life too much because you're single right now. Are you still single right now?
I'm still single. I'm seeing a girl. I'm seeing
Well,
someone.
that's good.
Um, yeah, I'm seeing her. I've been real resistant to like a relationship, and it's just so many things that that people deal with on everyday basis, man. And I wouldn't, I was like, I'm cool on that, but no matter what situation you get in, relationship wise, there's gonna be something that you're not gonna like about a person, or something that um, maybe rub you the wrong way. But
Right.
you can't, Lil Kim taught me that you can never look for the perfect person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Right.
yeah,
They ain't out there. Trust and believe they're not out there
no, nor should you, nor do you want it. That's what I remember her saying, that nor would I want a perfect person. So it's
because they're
just
fake.
yeah, yeah, what I'm saying. And then it's no challenge, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-mm.
um, yeah. Um,
Well, I'm
so
happy
how
you.
how you doing? How you doing? How the husband and the kids and everybody?
You know what? We went on vacation. We came to Cali for about a week. Not
Yeah,
about a week. Yeah, for a whole week in Cali. To spend with the grandkids blew my mind, opened my heart to a whole nother level. They just so cute. And it feels, it took my body through some changes. Cause I was like, we're gonna go to the LA Zoo, and then the next day I'm gonna take her to Camp Snoopy. Well, after the LA Zoo day, we went to the beach that later on. My body was tired. I told her, Mom, I feel so good being able to give her back.
yeah, yeah.
I said I can't do Camp Snoopy tomorrow. Meet me at
Oh,
the barbecue Saturday.
yeah.
But it felt good spending time with the grandbabies. You know, I got a little one that just came. She's about 3 weeks now.
Wow.
And then we
Wow.
got one more on the way for December.
Damn. Whew. Yeah. I don't know. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. I went down to LA a little while ago, maybe a couple of months ago, and I was able to take my nieces and nephews to the zoo, the LA Zoo. Went go kart racing, and I just really spent the weekend with them. Spent that Saturday with them, then that Sunday, went and played some ball, got something to eat, just treated them. You know what I'm saying? Show them something different and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always a good thing. All right, let's get started because we got to get you out of here. You already talking about you got to get out of here early. Let's look at the weather. Okay, we always start with home. Weather in LA right now. Where are you? Hold on. LA disappeared. So we're gonna start with where did LA go? I don't like that. But we're gonna start with KC. KC right now, Adrian, it is burning up out here.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's 93 degrees and it feel like 103.
Is it humid out there too?
No, not really. It's not really humid. It's just hot. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feel like the sun here is closer to your body even than in LA. Like it do. It
Like
just
the elevation is higher or something, huh?
yeah, it just feel like it's beaming right there, like we in Saudi Arabia or something.
Yeah. So where you at? Missouri, that's considered like that's the Midwest or like the
Yes,
Mid
this
East.
is considered the middle of I don't know why my weather is messing up. This is considered the middle of the United States, the Midwest, the heartbeat of
Okay.
America.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So yeah. But right now, okay, so we got Houston, Texas is 91. So you already know that's where it's humid at.
yeah. Down south.
Crazy humid. Atlanta, hot Atlanta is 85 degrees. My Georgia peaches. Detroit, Michigan is 69 degrees and raining in Detroit. And I am very shocked at New York City, a whopping 85 degrees in New York City.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
like
kind
that.
of hot out there on that East
Yeah, it's
Coast
like
right
that
about now.
across the country. They say July was the hottest month ever recorded. In history. You know what I'm saying? In the world.
Yeah,
So
I mean here
yeah,
too. I just seen that on the news. We got
yeah.
Mimi on our chat. Columbus, Ohio is super hot. Got me feeling sick. Well, girl, get under some AC, Mimi. Don't be out there in that dang on heat. You gotta get under the AC, baby, and smoke a blunt if that's what you do, or take a
Woo,
drink.
woo. Yeah.
Chill out. Chill out.
What you gotta watch out for that. So smoking weed that dehydrates you,
Do it.
and having a drink dehydrates you. So you have to be able to balance those things.
Get you some water if you smoke or drink, Mimi.
Hey, I got those.
Everybody ain't no clean freak.
Yeah,
All right, let's move it along. Let's move it along. We're talking suppressing trauma, right? And that's huge. I wanted to go in deep on it. We probably will do a part two to it. That's probably what. But Ham had brought this up to Nisha, a grew up in the neighborhood. She brought this topic up to me. I said, I need to do a topic about it. But anyway, I went through our um, Yetta and Tree letters, and guess what I found? Dear Yetta and Tree, I'm a 25-year-old happily married woman with a great life. Ever since the birth of my son a little over a year ago, I found myself angry at things that happened in my childhood that I thought I had gotten over. I was mentally, physically, and sexually abused by my father.
Mm, yeah. Sorry to
He
hear.
has never had to answer for his actions, which of course he denies. My mother was also emotionally and verbally abused, as well as absent. I have a newfound anger toward her, and the hatred for my father has resurfaced. I have had no contact with him for years. How do I get over this? I had therapy as a kid and I'm looking for other options. Signed, having flashbacks. Um,
Well, she's definitely not, suppressing her trauma, and that's what the topic is. She's fully aware of what happened to her. It's still present in her life. That hurt is still there. So yeah,
what's the
and
steps to
she's looking for I guess a better outlet. You know what I'm saying? A healthier outlet to deal with those things.
my concern is that she looking for a out she says she haven't talked to her dad in years. So do you want to really have a relationship with a person that molested you as a kid? I mean, that would be kind of difficult for me. I don't understand really to put her what she really want. Now, if you want a relationship with your dad, counseling obviously did not work. You have a bit of anger from him. I think you need to. What's her name? Let me see what her name is because she kind of signed having flashbacks. Having flashbacks. I think you got to get you together. You said you filled with anger for this man, but you I think you want to let go of the anger, and that's possible to do. But are you waiting for something from him? Because you're not gonna get it from him or your mom. He clearly denied molesting you. How can a person deny molesting you, AJ? Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if a
No,
person touch, what? How can you tell me you didn't touch me if you did?
well, I mean, denial. Oh my goodness, denial is such a deep subject and topic that we would need months to really uncover it, right? Because it's just that we have a natural human tendency to want to defend ourselves. So that denial is tough. So like you say, she may never get that um, from her father, that closure from her father or from her mother, because they may be suppressing their trauma, particularly her mother, you know what I'm saying? But you never know what her father went through too to be able to find it psychologically possible to sexually and physically and emotionally abuse your child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And I don't necessarily know or think that she's trying to have a relationship with her father. I think that she's more so, wants some kind of closure. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, I mean, it's just an innate like desire for each of us to want to know our fathers, to want to know our mothers, to have that connection, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's a human, desire, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's natural. You know what I'm saying? Even though this person has been abusive, so that may be present too. Um, but what most concerned me is she's 25, she's newly married, and she has a new child. You know what I'm saying? That's 1 year old. And you can bring that into this relationship, to this marriage, to this child, that anger, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she hasn't found that outlet where she's able to express herself and release those things. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where we come in. She's asking us, like, what can I do to create that space for myself where I'm not bringing that anger into my home, to my husband, to my child. You know what I'm saying? And to those
Right.
around me and stuff. Because that hurt. Like you would never get over that.
Right.
I would, that hurt is going to be there. That
Yeah.
pain from being, sexually assaulted, the physically, abused, all that, that's not never going to go nowhere. And that's not your fault. You
Right.
know, I would
Right.
tell her to lean into that feeling, identify that feeling when she has it and lean into it, you know, so that she can release some of that stuff. Even if she returns to that by writing about it, by talking about it, by even you know posing that question to us. It's like she's looking for that outlet. So whether that be writing about it, talking about it, finding some type of meaning in your pain. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's
Yeah,
what I was thinking too. We right here, Adrian, because um after you said I don't think she's trying to have a relationship, it dawned on me she's looking for that outlet to free herself, possibly, like you said, so it does not pour over into her marriage and pour over into her being so overly protective with her son, and and different things like that. I think what you said, I definitely agree. My suggestion was going to be sort of the same thing. Our chat liner, we got Keisha. She said she needs closure, cousin. She needs to confront her predator. I think she does need closure, but it's not the closure that she she probably thinks she needs. I think she needs to do something like Adrian suggested. I was going to suggest nonprofit with this kind of situation. Talk to other young girls. Lean into, like Adrian said, lean into that feeling and use it to help somebody else. That's what I think would make you feel better having flashbacks, because a lot of times when you turn pain into your story, your testimony, your trial, your test into your testimony, and you see how it helps other people, or possibly might save another
yeah,
person's life.
absolutely.
um you have a story that a lot of us don't have. A lot of women don't know what it feels like for their father to molest them, sexually abuse them, physically and verbally abuse them, and then deny it, don't even apologize later on, or don't even get found guilty or do a day in jail for it. So you have a unique story. It is others like you, but you have a unique story. And if you can write this kind of letter to us for advice and tell us your story, then use your story and find strength in your story and save another young lady's or young girl or woman life with your story.
Absolutely.
Um, you agree, Adrian?
Yeah, yeah, because that's where you find meaning. Find meaning in the trauma that you've been through. So if you can prevent someone else from being a victim of sexual assault, or help someone who has struggled with being sexually assaulted overcome that, that adds to your life, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the young lady said a minute ago, to confront him, to confront the
Yeah.
person, right? Confront the mother, confront the father. That may, everybody is not confrontational, and then you don't know, what that confrontation, what could come about in that. You know what I'm saying? So it could create a dangerous situation for herself, or for herself, particularly because she may react in a way that um, um, could cause her to lash out at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or he may lash
and
out.
really hurt them.
Yeah, either way. So I would definitely say not to confront him. If you can, create a space where you can talk to him, where he's, agreeing to it. But it seemed like she's tried that and he's denied it, right? You know what I'm saying? So now it's time for her to do what's best for her and her family. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? For her own mental well being. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's why, because you may want vindication and validation from your father. You may even want some revenge from him, right? You
Right.
understand? But you may not give that.
Right.
You may not get that. So the best thing, the strongest thing that for me and my trauma, I've been through it all myself, is forgiving people, right? I
Mm.
forgave them. You know what I'm saying? And for one, I forgave myself because one of the things that I saw that I was blaming myself for a lot of the things that had happened. You know what I'm saying? Being, physically, mentally, sexually abused. I was blaming myself for those things, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I was blaming others, and I was playing that victim, right? You know what I'm saying? Having that victim role, and I came up out of that and said I'm a survivor now, right? You
Right.
understand? And that's what I embraced, that survival part of being coming through trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, I did it for myself. You gotta seek that, forgive yourself and forgive the other person. And it's not for the other person, it's for you. Ultimately, it's for you.
Well, and we're walking right into it, which is a good thing because, and we're speaking about suppressing trauma as well, because a lot of people, things happen to them and they instantly forget about it, or years pass and it's just so horrible that they don't want to keep thinking about it, that they honestly forget about it. And it happened to me. It actually happened to me. And I didn't realize something had happened to me when I was a kid. And when I think about it now, it seemed like I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I don't know if we talked about this, Adrian, but it was something that brought it back to my memory, that I could say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I've never been sexually molested, until something came back to my memory about a family member that was a teenager at the time, but I was a kid. And I don't know if he touched me, but I remember him making me touch him. And it was something later on, I was grown, and something just triggered my memory with it. And so I was wondering, like, how many people, like, I wonder if there's a lot of people that really actually forget being molested or shot or beat up real bad or something just real traumatic, where it didn't mess with your conscience. I mean, it didn't mess with your brain, but you just forgot about it. It just erased from your memory. That's something crazy. You think, Adrian?
Well, I think it's a human, a psychological phenomenon that happens to us, during those traumatic moments. Some of us, we do block those things out, and not even like in your situation, you never even meant for it to happen, and it just, and then as a kid, as a 6 year old, you really didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't know that that was some type of sexual overture or anything. You just, whatever. You're a kid, so you can't like formulate these different concepts in your mind, right? A section, what a male part, a female part is. So, when it did click, you was like, wait, hold on, something jarred that memory. Yeah, that was wrong. Now, as an adult, but as a kid, you never fathomed that. What could this possibly be?
Right,
And that's what a lot of child molesters, they get away with it because a lot of the kids, they don't know what sex is. They don't know what happened. It was just something, and it happened, then they become adults, and then or of age, and then begin to understand, like, look, this person sexually assaulted me. So in your situation, it was not that you had, I don't believe, that blocked it out because of the trauma of it. It was just that something that jarred your memory, that okay, this happened, and as a kid, you just didn't know that this was a sexual, this was someone had sexually abused you, by having you touch them. You just didn't realize that it was something sexual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For most people that suppress it, it's so traumatic that they put it so far in the back of the reaches of their mind that they actually would deny that it ever happened. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And to me, I don't believe that that's healthy. That's healthy to suppress it. Just from my own experience, that lived experience, being able to, for me, it was writing. I got into writing and I began to write about a lot of those things. And it allowed me to go back to those moments, um, you know, um, displace the blame from myself and from others, forgive and to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Let
yeah.
it go and look for the future. You know what I'm saying? You holding on to that, you taking that to your kids, to your job, to your loved ones, and to your own life, to your heart. I mean, we know how stress do us. Stress causes, heart attacks, high
Yeah.
blood pressure, anxiety, all type of stuff. And we take this into our homes and for our own lives and hold on to these things. It is not healthy, and it comes out in destructive ways. For me, it came out in a very destructive way. Being physically abused. I became physically abusive towards others. And we use physical violence to deal with my problems. Uh, so
Yeah.
so
And
I would
that's what
tell
I
people
wanted
to
to say. Some people, even though they suppress it, they turn it into something else. Like it come out in other ways, that the anger of it and the hatred towards that person come out in other ways, like make them hate other people and other things. What is this ringing? Can you hear me? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it make them
you're
hate
breaking up a little
other
bit.
people and other things. So it's kind of weird. I remember when Tanisha came up with this topic, she had said something about how as women, and I know you have,
I'm
you okay?
I'm still here. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm good. I'm good. I just
but she was saying how as women, some women have been placed in sexual situations where they really didn't want to have sex with the person, but they were scared to say no. And instead of saying no, they just went ahead and had sex. Do you think that that's rape, Adrian? Still?
um. Well, I mean, how we, the world that we live in, right? It's so PC now. You know what I'm saying? Politically correct, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you have to be like super careful with everything you do and say, right? So in that instance, it's a real thin line, right? Because she didn't want to do it, but yet she did it, willingly. You know, it's still
Because
a
how
thin.
could he know? How could he know if you say okay? How could he know you really don't want to do it?
Yeah,
But he could know you really don't want to do it, but as long as he got the okay, it's good. Now,
yeah.
from a man's perspective, being put in that situation, I know you haven't been put in that situation because you've been in prison all of that time, but you could be put in a situation. Uh, a woman, y'all making out, y'all doing the do, but then she like, I really don't want to do nothing, and y'all still doing it, and she like, I really don't. Y'all still making out, and she like, okay, whatever. Would you feel comfortable after she said like 2 or 3 times she really don't want to do nothing?
No, no, not me. I wouldn't feel comfortable. To have sex with a woman
After the
that told
first
me,
time, right?
yeah, the first, second time, and no, that's like um having sex with a woman, that's drunk or intoxicated or
Right.
that don't have her whole faculties about her, right? You know what I'm saying?
Don't know
So
what she
no,
wants.
nah, you got to respect those boundaries, man. I respect people boundaries because I demand respect for my own boundaries. So
Right.
me, it's that's a no go. You know.
Right. I think us as women, I think we get ourselves into situations that we have no business getting ourselves into. Period. And as a young women don't know that because, I was young. I remember being young, and I know my mindset now. So I think as women, and I'm speaking to all women, young and old, sometimes we can put ourselves into situations that we have no business being into, that we don't want to be into, and we shouldn't even put ourselves into that situation. And a lot of times we know things are going to go down before we even get there. We can feel them, and you can sit back and say, "Oh no, I'm gonna just say no. I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just going to kick it." But all in all, you know what he calling you over there for. And so I think, as you get older, you start under you start saying no before you even get there. I'm not coming, because you already know what the heck what the call is about. So to put yourself in that situation for me is bad. And for a man to keep going after you and said you really don't want to do it, for you to even, if that's all you really wanted from her, then you should take her home or dismiss her right then. Okay, well, see you later. Bye. Why would you keep, you know what I'm saying? So I think as women, we put ourselves in situations, and I think as men, we need to understand what a woman really don't want to have sex with us, because that's when you get stuck with a rape case later down the dang line. And you think she cool. Yeah, she said okay, but all in all, she didn't really say okay. And so I just wanted to tap on that. Anything else you want to say about that? I got one hootie who's got some story for you, and then we out of here, Adrian.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I can't speak to certain things because just because of the nature of my gender, right? So I've never experienced that, right? So, but I
Right.
got five sisters. I got four big sisters. I have many women friends, and so I actually I may have more women friends than male friends now. You know what I'm saying? Just
Now.
people I've got back in contact with over the years and stuff like that.
Okay,
Um,
Adrian.
yeah,
Look
not like but just I mean, and then the nature of where we come from, right? You know what I'm saying?
at you. Right, right.
A lot of my friends and stuff, unfortunately, didn't make it through some of the stuff we've been through, the streets, L.A., right? But anyways, so I just can't speak, specifically to certain things when it comes to that. As a man, just recognizing like, this is not a situation that I want to involve myself in. Then you want it to be, you know, what's that reciprocal, you know what I'm saying? If it's not reciprocal, what is the turn on, right? You know what I'm saying? If it's not reciprocal, you and the dude is still forceful, that dude may be a sexual predator. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what sex is. It's reciprocal, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the turn on for me anyway. I mean, I think for most men, the turn on is that she's turned on by me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a back and forth. And now this is, because now it's mental, it's physical, it's everything because she want me as much as I want her. So
Right.
yeah, if that dude is pushing, a lot, and you didn't told him back up, you may want to check that dude history. That dude may be a predator. You know what I mean? You understand that? That's willing to take it. And I'm just calling it how it is.
And say, you said okay. Well, everything about me said no. What made you feel comfortable with doing that? But I think as women, like I said, women as women, we get ourselves into some crazy situations, and then we get scared. We get scared. We get real scared. And instead of getting raped, there's a lot of women that just say, okay. because they don't want to be raped, and they're at that point where he's not gonna stop. I've been saying no, and he's still going, and it's just me and him here. So I might as well just give in because I came here and I knew, and really didn't want to do it. So I just think, like, be careful of the situations you put yourself in, with men that want to get in your panties. Because women got to be held accountable. You going around these men, you know that he want to get in your panties. What do you think is going to happen? But
Yeah.
anyway, let's move it along to some hootie who's gossip. I got a story for you. Now, I remember, I don't think you really cared for this person, Steve Harvey. A lot of men don't really care for Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey told on men. He told a lot of y'all ins and outs and supposedly how y'all think and all that good stuff, right? So the crazy part about this Hootie Who's gossip, this is one of his Steve Harvey's good friends, and you told me that she's Daryl Strawberry's sister, Shirley Strawberry from the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember her from way back in the days when she was on. It was another show she was on. I remember, boy, it was funny back in the days. I forget. It's like 20 years ago. I forget what
Yeah.
it was called. Jack London, some old stuff. And yeah, she was on that show. Yeah, that's Doral Strawberry's sister. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, uh,
What she got to say? What's she talking about? What's up with her?
listen. So Shirley Strawberry got hooked up by Steve Harvey. You know, he was the master hooking people up a few years ago, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, is that right?
yeah, so she got hooked up with this guy and dated him for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and he ended up proposing to her on
Yeah,
the Steve Harvey radio show. Beautiful and everything. She's so in love, and he's this rich man that Steve Harvey hooked her up with. Well, they got married in 2015, Adrian. This is 2023, right?
yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah, they've been married for a minute.
So
Well, come to
what's
find
going on?
out, her husband is being charged for child pornography, fraud, stealing, money laundering. And the charges is going on and on and on. Yeah. So the crazy part about this, the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because Steve Harvey hooked her up with this dang man.
Yeah,
And he's supposed to be, the master at this love connection. This lady, what a damn scammer.
yeah.
A
Yeah,
straight scammer.
yeah,
Like, I
child
was just
porn.
looking at some stuff. The charges go on, but the worst part of the charges for me. Hey, cousin, I see you. I see you, little Betty, down there. The worst part of the charges for me is
Yeah,
the child pornography when they got this man computer and sex trafficking for underage kids. He
damn.
was trying to hook somebody up. He took somebody's child, I think, out of state, trying to hook up. Yeah, this lady sit on the side of Steve Harvey every day, and then she says she's standing by her man, Adrian. Now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Allegedly, all this is alleged,
Okay,
but
okay. Hey, I was waiting for you to say that.
he is being charged with this
Yeah.
stuff. But
Hmm.
allegedly, she um was trying to get him to Steve Harvey house in Dubois so he can evade being charged. But they charged him and they took his passport away before he could get up out of there. But what she did do, allegedly, which probably is true, she wrote a letter to the judge to get him a bail reduction. So she in love with an alleged child molester.
Well, yeah, all that. I mean, it's tough. You know, going through that situation, and we have to presume that he's innocent, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the first thing like come to mind, particularly when someone's charged and they're charged with multiple offenses, it's that that thing like, okay, yeah, he's guilty of something, right? You know what I'm saying? And there's actually case law about that. I remember reading years ago, like, when you charge a person with so many different offenses, the public and the jury, everyone is tainted. Like, this dude, he must have did something. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's true.
me, I would, I think that she's giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that the 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 first thing is to get a divorce, is to leave him. I don't think that should be her first reaction. I think her first reaction to stand by her man is valid for her family. She's been with this guy for what, almost 10 years now. Yeah, to really see it through. And if the allegations are true, um, then she has some tough decisions to make. You know what I'm saying? But to give up on him initially, when the charges, this and that, unless you saw this years ago, and if you did and you stayed with him, then why leave now? You've been, you knew from the gate. Uh, but I don't think the first reaction should be just a leaving. I think her first reaction is to really just, become that fact finder, right? You know what I'm saying, and to find out if these things are true, and if they are, then she has to question, her own, moral turpitude. Like, is this someone that I want to be with? You know what I'm saying, and knowing that he committed these crimes and that he's, into child porn and sex trafficking. Is this someone I can be with? You got some women that know these things and won't leave the man. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's tough. But Steve Harvey, you
He,
know what I'm saying? Oh man, he needs to hang his head. You know what I'm saying?
he hooked him up with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, after all that advice he had for women and all that stuff, he hooked
yeah.
his one of his best friends up with a damn scammer. And this is
Allegedly.
allegedly. This is allegedly. This is all
Yeah,
alleged. But he has been charged, and that's public record.
yeah,
They have seized the passport, and the chart, and he's on an ankle monitor. He
yeah.
can't be around her or his mistress, which is in Florida, because they're saying that he has a sexual predator problem. So they don't want him around. They don't want him
So,
having
so,
sex, basically.
so he's a deviant, huh?
How they gonna tell you you can't have sex though, Adrian? I didn't know they can. Like that, is that even possible? You can't be
Nah.
around your wife or your mistress because you can't have sex.
Well,
What
I've known them to castrate, some sexual predators. I think,
in America?
yeah, they've castrated guys. I think it's voluntary. I think it's voluntary to be castrated. As a sexual predator. It's something I've just heard of, like this and that. But yeah, they've actually castrated some sexual predators. But I think the predator, the person would have to volunteer to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know about
But I
all
don't
of
think they can sentence you like a sentence, and that's part of your punishment to be castrated. I don't know. I'm not sure of that, but I have heard about that.
that. That's
But
kind
to stop a person from having sex with his wife or with his mistress, yeah,
of
yeah,
that's what they did. Yeah, he got
hmm,
a sexual problem, allegedly.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Coming from a woman, all of those allegations. Um, I I couldn't. I would have to take a step back. I don't think I would get a divorce right away because it is allegedly, but I would have to take a step back and fact check this stuff because I can't support you and you a child molester. That's not gonna happen. So
Mhm.
I don't care who you are. And so I would have to take a step back, fact check all of this stuff for myself. If it's been going on, her daughter spoke out about it. Her grown daughter, who actually helped with plan the proposal when he proposed to her, she spoke out about it and said he could never be around her children no more. And she mad at her mama because he, it was a lot of scam. He did a lot of money scams, and they got evicted out of a house and all kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
alleged. But I just wanted to bring that was some hootie hoos gossip because I know a lot of men don't really have good things to say about Steve Harvey because he let all of the women, us women, up in on a lot of y'all
Yeah.
secrets and how men
Well,
think like a man, act like a woman, however, whatever it was.
yeah.
Um,
I've actually, I think, yeah, I've seen a movie. I never read the book. I never read the books, anything like that. And I never kind of like, held anything against me because I got a bunch of sisters. And, of course, I want to equip my sisters with any type of knowledge that would keep them out of a bad, relationship. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The thing with me with Steve Harvey, I remember all the jobs that he had. I remember, the radio show, the TV show, the Family Feud, the hosting show. He was just doing so much. And I remember he became, like I was inspired by him. You know what I'm saying? He was like that inspiration for me to because I was like, if he can do all these things, I can do them. I'm a able
right.
body person, and so that's he did motivate me to take on more, task because he's a workaholic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't say workaholic. I don't know him like that, but you know,
You have a
he
lot of jobs.
yeah, he has a lot of
So
jobs.
Betty, she said the book is good.
Yeah,
I really
author, actor, a comedian. I mean,
I like Steve Harvey, and I still like him as a comedian, but I liked him as a person too because of the reason why he did the book. Because I'm a woman, and he did it for his daughters. And I watched the movie. I read some of the book. I didn't read the whole book, but it is really good. He gave insight on how men think, and what we as
yeah,
women should do to keep a man, basically. And I thought it was really good. My problem with him now is that now that the gag is off of Mary Harvey, his ex-wife, who he cheated on with the new wife, on the ex-wife with the new wife. Anyway, now that I heard her story, because there's always two sides to a story, heard her story, I look at him totally different as a black man. I think that he really dogged that woman out, and he didn't have to do her like that. She was with him when he was nothing, when he didn't have all of that. And I think sometimes people forget where they come from once they get so far up and think that they have all of this power and the world revolves around them. And he took that woman child from her. Even if you don't want to be with her, you marrying Marjorie, you moving on. Why would you keep her son from her? And anybody that does that to a woman just and uses his power, I'm good on you. You good. I don't put too much in the movie stars anyway. We from LA. We around them anyway. Is they not big to us. So but I really supported him in on a higher level. But when I heard that lady's story, I'm like, I'm good. Peace, Steve. You a scandalous ass dog. Period. Period. Point blank. Scandalous as hell how you did that woman. But anyway, that's just my thing about it, Adrian. I'm liking these yolks, man. Look, you got them sitting up right too. I'm proud of you, Adrian. You keeping the body, keeping the yo-yos going.
oh well, shit. I mean, I don't. Uh,
They're trying to act modest. Okay, okay, we got.
you bring them out. You know, I'll bring them out. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, Adrian, thank you as always from joining the show. Little Betty said,
absolutely.
true to
Thank
all
you for
that,
having
they
me.
hardly speak on Winton. Yeah, because Winton, he got Winton under his wing. That Winton is his son. He got Winton where Winton is scared to say anything. Scared he gonna take that money, scared he gonna take the power, scared he gonna take all that and leave him living like he left that lady, Mary Harvey, living with no money and
Whew.
struggling. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mm.
thank you to my chat liners that came through. Thank you, cousin. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you, little Betty, for coming through. Thank you, Adrian. You always there when I need you. Looking all
Absolutely.
handsome
Absolutely.
and all that good stuff. You always got good stuff to say. That's my main thing. I'm always calling on you. I love your advice. I love your opinion. You always give a positive word for the people, Adrian. Any last words before we out of here, man?
Um, I just tell folks to put God first. I mean, I'm not a super, religious person. And I know, that's a whole category now, but I believe in God, and that's that's my go-to. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I need to talk or anything, I talk to God. You know what I'm
That's
saying? And
right.
just pray and ask for that guidance for my life.
That's right. I love it. And what a better way to close on. Put God first. You heard it from Adrian, and I second that emotion. Thank you, Adrian. We're out of here. I will see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.